In a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be.
We are here for Thursday in the One Pride podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And in this one, we're talking Week 4 matchup, Detroit Lions versus Seattle Seahawks in a big game for the Lions. We have a potential to get back to 500. That is vital for our season, or we have a potential to be effed with a 1-3 start. We are here with my guy, AG from Spirit of Detroit Podcast. What's going on, man? Can't hear you. Cannot
What's
hear.
going on? You good?
There we go.
Right?
Speak.
Yeah. We got time today.
He finally can be heard, folks. He has more issues on mute than anything else. Now, if my wife could do that to my mouth, she would be happy. Unfortunately, she can't because I got a big one. We got Vash in the building. Paul, we got Grandizer. We got Devin. We got John Ball. We got Lions Mania. Dab Daddy, Craig Ferguson, my guy, Raw Detroit TA. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. Why? Because it is freaking killer. Great content with obviously Lions and prospects. And potentially we may have Ant-Man get on here if he can get on here. How you doing, AG?
I'm doing good. I'm just ready for the city to, even over here in undisclosed locations, I can hear the Lions fans now. Once we're 2-2, you know how many times the Patriots were 2-2 and they won the Super Bowl? I can hear them Trust me, I already know the chance is going to start. If we win this game, it's going to be a big situation for us. And then, the hope train, the hype train is going to be back in full effect. I can't wait to just dash people's dreams and then listen to the I cannot wait.
What a prick. We got Joseph in the building, too. What's up, Joseph? Craig Ferguson, Paul Ginder. Hey, you want to break dreams. That's funny how you said that. You had me dying right there. But we do got a big matchup on Sunday. It is to me, it's a must-win game. AG, is this a must-win game for you? And then we're going to talk about the breakdown of it. I want you to shout out your channel, tell people to subscribe. Go ahead, man. Kill it right now.
Yeah, shout out the channel, Spirit of Detroit Podcast. We get into prospects. We get into game film. We get into all the stuff that you like, know, and love. And we do collaborations with people like MicroMike, Gridiron Blitz, Raw Detroit. Great guys to talk to, deal with. But on my channel, I just released a video saying that this ain't the team that you think. The Seattle Seahawks are weird.
Yep.
And I can say that because that's like my secondary team. They're a weird team. They'll play somebody with a lot of heart. They're like the Lions of last year. They'll play with a lot of heart and fight, and they're young, and they had one of those building type of drafts. They had one of those foundational type of drafts by taking the right tackle. The first pick they had was a right tackle. They're scary. This is a trap game, and that's essentially what this is. And the Lions are going to make a. Lions fans told me that it was going to start 6-2. Lions fans told me that this team was going to be the best team in the world. We're 5-1. We'll easily beat the Seahawks. Now the season's here, and y'all losing to the Vikings. Now the season's here, and now we doing crazy stuff against Philadelphia. Now the season's here. Now it's time to show and prove. Jared Goff cannot, under any circumstances, get his game to this team. This team has a secondary that loves picks. Yep. I'm telling you, from the safety position, from the two rookie corners, they love picks, and they love catching them too and running them back. So from a special teams perspective, from a secondary perspective, this is a trap game, scary game. And then we haven't even talked about Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, which is just going to be danger to our two corners because Okudah's still unproven. We calling him shutdown now with the safety above. We calling him shutdown. I did a shutdown video too. That was to get views. Anyway, this right here, this Metcalf character, he gonna knock you out. Omani Oruwariye gonna get knocked out. I'm just telling you that now, and that's all I gotta say.
I think Omani Oruwariye on DK Metcalf scares the hell out of me. That is a very scary combination that puts fright into my soul. And we're going to be talking about, let's just go ahead and get into the battles that I think is really important. Let's start with the Detroit Lions defense, and then we'll go to the offense first because everybody likes offense. So we'll start with the defense, give them the good stuff at the end here. For me, big part of this game, AG, and the rest of you out there, I think for the Lions is getting after Geno Smith. Just like you're talking about the weapons, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. I'm okay with Jeffrey Okudah on one of them, but if DK Metcalf's with Amani, I'm scared. But the best way to negate that is getting pressure like we did against Carson Wentz in Week 2, unlike what we did with Kirk Cousins. I think this defensive line and Aidan Hutchinson and Julian Okwara and Austin Bryant must get pressure fast in this game. And we're not just talking off the blitz. We're talking about those specific guys and a little bit of on the interior, if that's possible. We have to be able to make him throw the football early and not step in the pocket and just sit there all day. He can scramble too, and that's a little scary because we are bad against mobile quarterbacks. Now, he's not a Jalen Hurts. He's definitely not a Lamar Jackson, more of a Carson Wentz. We got to be able to do what we did to Wentz, to Geno Smith, because I don't know if people notice this, but Geno Smith has around 720 yards passing. He has been passing the football, and if you give him time, he's going to do it. He's got weapons to do it. What do you think about the Lions' defensive line, what we need to do against the porous offensive line, by the way, of Seattle? They're ranked 27, 28th, just depending on what site you use via statistic.
Oh, hold on.
He said, hold on. So I'm going to go ahead and talk while he's done with the holding on. He'll just talk when he's ready. I think the Lions got to take advantage of this mismatch. They have to take advantage of this porous offensive line because if we can't do it against this offensive line, again, that's bottom ranked, how are we going to do it against any other team in the NFL when we face the Dallas Cowboys, when we face the New England Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, we face the Chicago Bears, whose offensive line is poor as well, but if you can't do that to this, you're not going to do it to the Green Bay Packers. We have to put pressure on Geno Smith in this game to win. AG, are you back?
Yes. I just have planes flying over me. So you know, deployments is weird. You got planes, we got the bomb threats, we got all stuff. Anyway, yes. Speaking of bomb threats, Geno Smith, his lowest grade QBR wise was 80. Okay, so he's had a 99, a 119, and an 80 in 3 games. He is throwing the football pretty well, 700 yards, like you said. He's playing like he's not a bridge quarterback. We know he's a bridge quarterback. He's defying the odds. He's defying the public opinion. So if he can do something against the Lions, he's going to really start building a resume, either to get a new contract, stay with the team, or force the Seahawks not to draft a QB in the future. Now, is that another plane? Anyway, I'm gonna tell you this. The biggest thing with the defensive line from Detroit, from a Detroit standpoint, is getting pressure with 4. I've noticed significantly they have to do these exotic blitzes, these overload blitzes all the time just to get pressure. This is not an effective way to play football. Get pressure with 4 and get pressure up the middle. I know you have Aleem McNeil. I know Michael Brockers is a missing person right now. I know Isaiah Buggs is doing a little bit, but not enough to really solidify that 3 technique spot. We're missing Pascal. We're missing all the injured players that we're drafting. I mean, we're missing Pascal. We're missing Levi Onwuzurike. It's hard for me to really convey how frustrated I am with this because this defensive line is supposed to be the forefront of the front 7. And we can't even put 2 two people together to get one sack. We blitzed 37% of the time last week, and we got one sack last week. Aidan Hutchinson, missing person. Everybody, missing person. And despite that, we had great coverage in the backfield, besides Amani Awari. But my biggest key to the game is the fact that you cannot let this team, you cannot let the running back Homer get a home run. You cannot let them have big plays. They live and die off of big plays. They're a mediocre team, but they're going to take shots because they know they're mediocre. Somewhat like the Lions in that regard, because they know they can take a shot downfield. They can change the trajectory of a game. They know that at the end of the day, they'll have a chance at the end of the game to close it out. They're just going to beat you with grit and tenacity. And the Lions talked about that they have to win games that they know they have to win. This is one of those teams that are a lesser team. Like you said, 28th, 31st. You mentioned the numbers. It's a fact that this team is, yes, lesser. We have to win. We have to close this game out.
And if you just look by numbers, if we don't win this game, folks, 1-3, that's a disaster to the start of an NFL season. It's difficult to get out of a hole such as that when you're facing the Green Bay Packers twice, facing then the Minnesota Vikings who just beat you. You're facing the Miami Dolphins who's undefeated. We're facing the Buffalo Bills. They look like a Super Bowl football team right there. The numbers are adding up to being an automatic failed season if we don't win this game. So we got to show improvement. We got to be able to win this football game. I don't know what's going on with AG. He just left, so I will put my face on here first and see what is going on with that one. Spirit of Detroit is out of the build. Let's go ahead and talk about the Lions secondary versus the weapons that they do have for the Seattle Seahawks. And they got some epic weapons there. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett is their number one. He's putting up some big numbers. He's not a big known name, but the guy puts up big numbers. Everyone talks about DK Metcalf and his pink hair. So, because he is a good good wide receiver, but so is Tyler Lockett. Now, but beyond that, they don't have a lot of weapons besides Rashad Penny, the running back. So what do the Lions got to do defensively here? Jeffrey Okudah on Tyler Lockett or DK. Whatever one he's going to be on, that's fine. Put him on that player. Then we need to consider double/triple coverage the other guy. Because right now, Amani Warrior is struggling out there, and he's been getting beat. And if they don't want to play him, Will Harris has struggled out there, and he's been beat. We're going to have a problem. Geno Smith is going to be able to get the football to him if we don't got pressure. So focusing on these two individuals is vital. And, of course, we go to the run game. Rashad Penny is having a decent year. They're not really a good run offense on the ground besides just scrambling. So the Lions need to do a good job on stopping that, and that's something that we have not done. When you look at their rushing rank, it's 29. But if you look at our rush defense, that's the problem. Right now, it's 27. So we need to do a better job stopping the run, or we're screwed in this game. It's simple as that. So we got to be able to shut them down. Now, on offense, the Lions, we're pretty good offensively. I don't know the status of Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm going to just assume right now, hey, we got AG back. AG, you back, man. What's up?
Yeah, you got to – I got to charge my devices, man. I got to charge my devices.
Are you kidding me? This guy is well prepared. Talk about the Lions secondary, what they got to do to Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf.
Oh, man. So – I would first start by praying. And when I start by
oh, my God, that was funny. Okay, I didn't expect that.
They're going to get torn asunder. They're going to get torn asunder. We're going to start making new words for the destruction of DK Metcalf. So, in all seriousness, I think that they can handle this. I really do. My biggest concern is going to be from the safety standpoint. Yes, Tracy Walker's out for the season with an Achilles injury. God bless him. I know he got paid. He'll be all right. I want to see the rookies perform, and I don't want to see a situation where Will Harris is a safety, even though he's been our best cover man on PFF grades. I don't want to see Juju Hughes, and I don't want to see the other Hughes, Mike Hughes. Anybody named Hughes on this roster is trash. I'm just letting you know that right now. Keys to the game is going to be that safety play, because if you swing coverage over to another person, you swing coverage over to DK, you're saying that you're going to allow whatever corner to be on an island with that other person. So you have to be truly confident in Okudah and his ability to be on this man. Now, Okudah did play Scary Terry. Okudah did play Samuel. Okudah flip-flopped in the Minnesota game. And he primarily played Jefferson in the Minnesota game, as well as he's played some high-quality receivers. He's always played the second best. So in this case, yes, Tyler Lockett is the best receiver on paper, but he's probably going to play Tyler Lockett. In the case of that, I want you to understand, you need to let just whatever happens with DK Metcalf, just turn your TV off, okay? Just turn your TV off. He's going to be punching Amani Oruwariye. He's going to be knocking him down. He's going to be knocking him silly. He's going to be running him. I'm telling you, we have to swing 2 people on that side, like you said, 3 people on that side, like you said, because that is going to be a serious matchup. And then we're not even talking about what Metcalf does to other players. He rattles them on. He makes them angry.
Yeah.
He gets into their stuff. He gets into their face. He's going to pick up something. You thought last week was bad with the pass interference. This week going to be much worse. Hopefully we bench Amani Oruwariye. We're just going to call him AO. We're going to call him Area Zero.
Yeah, and he's a physical big guy. And what happened week 1 against a physical big guy with Amani Oruwariye? It was over 150 yards receiving against A.J. Brown. So we need to be able to not have that happen again. And it's scary. But with that said, that's why we have a defensive line. That's why they got to disrupt Geno Smith. Because if you do disrupt him, he is prone to throwing interceptions. He got 2 interceptions on the season. And when it comes to Seattle Seahawks, what their weakness is scoring points. They're not good at scoring points offensively, and that is a good benefactor for the Detroit Lions. Points per game for Seattle's 29. So we just got to slow their points down, and if you know the Detroit Lions offense, we can score a hell lot of points. We got to continue that. But let's transition to the offense, because there is concerns now offensively with Amon-Ra St. Brown potentially not playing. DeAndre Swift looks like he's not playing. Now, a lot of people so we can't run the football without Swift. I think that's fallacy. I think we're still going to be able to run the football. Our offensive line is very dominant, AG. You made a video about it, and I 100% agree with you. Now, Jamal Williams is definitely not Swift. That's okay, but you have a Justin Jackson who has that speed, and I think they'll implement him a little bit into the offense, and Craig Reynolds. And Jamal Williams is getting 4.5 yards a carry anyways before that. So the Lions can run the football because we have a great offensive line. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, you brought us a good player as well in a video. You talk about Quintez Cephas. If he doesn't play offensively for wide receivers, what do you want to see against Seattle defense that's poor?
Yes, I want to see, first and foremost, I want to take it away from the outside corners. Their slot corner right now is Kobe Bryant. They mix him in inside and outside right now, but he's primarily getting snaps at the inside cornerback. So they're not going to let some just random person. That's a very good corner right there. Not going to let some random person just go off. Okay. You don't want to target Tariq Woolen, no matter what. Tariq Woolen, for all of you who don't know, he's a converted wide receiver, turned cornerback. Okay. The Lions coached him in the Senior Bowl, didn't draft him. Said he was going to be a great player, didn't draft him. What they did, however, was they let him go to Seattle Seahawks. He plays corner. He was a tweener between corner and safety. He's 6'4". He's ready to go. So he's already got a pick in one game, and he's already dropped 2 picks the year. So for 3 games, he could have 3 picks. I don't want to throw his way. I want to test him, but I don't want to throw his way. So when I say test, I say get those 10-yard dink and dunk passes. That's what I want to see. I want to see you utilize the tight ends. This team doesn't have great linebacker play. They lost a key linebacker. This is your chance, Hutchinson, to actually reclaim, whatever contract negotiation ability you have. This is your chance to reclaim it. If they can work through the tight end, and if they can work through the second corner, playing offside, okay? When Tariq Woolen's playing off or he's in a bump and bail situation or he's playing a phase 1 technique as opposed to a phase 2, like, I'm just saying, it's possible you can get Tariq Woolen on a nice little comeback route, and Reynolds can get him. Possible. But this is a game for your tight end. This is a game for your running game. This is bully ball. If you're not willing to play bully ball, Dan Campbell, you need to just tuck your tail in, call yourself the Pussycat Dolls, and start singing a song about next year. That's all I got to say.
Got my man Anthony from Roar Lions UK. What's going on, man?
Oh, you're right, Mike. How you doing? Sorry, I didn't.
Oh, it's all good, man. I said it whenever you wanted to get in, whatever you want. I know you had something else going on. Talk about what the Lions need to do offensively, potentially without having Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, against Seattle Seahawks defense.
You target the first two lines of that defense. That's exactly what you do. The run defense is suspect at best. The linebackers are bad in coverage. You attack the middle. You attack the middle of that field there. You know, our run game is where we're best at. You know, that is what you've got to get going first and foremost. You know, they have some good guys on the D-line, but only when it comes to sort of pass rushing. When it comes to the run defense, it is a little suspect. So impose your will in the run game, get in the short yardage situations. And I heard Avery there talking about TJ. He's absolutely correct. It's 100% vital. You get your tight end involved in this one. You attack those linebackers who are bad in coverage. You get your chunk plays through there because you don't really want to be going after that secondary. It's got a good blend of experience and youth in there now. They took two great corners in the draft. You've got Quandre Diggs knocking around back there. You don't want to be in a situation where you're throwing deep against those guys. So, as I say, just implement the run, get into short yardage situations, hit the middle of the field, hit them where they're vulnerable, and hopefully don't play to their strengths.
Let me know in the comments section, who do you got winning this game? Put L for Lions, S for Seahawks. I'm curious to see what you think on this one, what you guys got going on. Now, AJ, you're talking about TJ Hutchinson. We got to get him involved in this game. You know, we drafted this guy. What can we do? I like, it's a scheme front, a Ben Johnson issue. What can we do to get him involved in this game?
Well, honestly, Mike, what it comes down to, and it's a lot of the tight ends. The tight ends face a lot of different offenses, offensive parameters. So let's take Kansas City. Kansas City offense, you could say at one point it was built with explosiveness at every position. Okay? And Kelsey made the most of his explosive plays. So obviously Kelsey got the most of, or the brunt of the workload off the offense. A lot of the tight end position is based on the particular offense. Look at Mark Andrews in Baltimore. I mean, Mark Andrews could put up those same numbers in an offense like Kansas City, but not us. You understand? So I think what's going on is a mix of offense is the problem, and the play calling is the problem, and the quarterback is the problem. I know y'all don't want to hear that. I don't want to make y'all angry. I know Jared Goff he's the leader of the Super Bowl. He won the marathon and all this other stuff. He's Jesus. I know Jared Goff is Jesus to Detroiters, but at the end of the day, you got to think about all three of these things play a part in the tight end position. We have him more so blocking, more so going on screens, more so blocking for screens or blocking for pick routes than actually doing his job as a tight end, as a downfield threat. Now, personally, to answer your question thoroughly, how we get him involved is we put him in a slot one-on-one. You can't allow a 5'8 corner, 5'10 corner like Kobe Bryant to be checking Hutchinson. He's 6'5". He has a 7'2" wingspan. We're ready to go. But they bring that safety down. Now they got a single high safety. Now we can start looking to see what can we do on the outside with Reynolds, with Sharp. You know, we have options there, but we have to open it up. We have to force our offense to be tight end driven for this game.
Anthony, what can we do to get this run game going? Again, the Detroit Lions run game is ranked 3, and we're going against the 31st ranked run defense in Seattle. It's a huge mismatch. We need to run the damn football. And this is my key to victory. Run the effing football and run it again. What can the Lions do to actually stick with this damn run game and stop getting away from it?
You mean, man. You mean.
To be honest, I think you've just got to do what you've been doing already. You know, the run game it's been very simple, very efficient. The guys who've been in there have been doing their jobs. They've been blocking well. The wide receivers, everyone's been chipping in, and you know, when it's been going well, the play calling's been really good for it as well. You know, it keeps defenses confused. It keeps them on the toes. You know, I don't know why for some reason the offense seems to lose that at points this year. It's really confusing. But, you know, with a run game, it's just more same as what you're doing. We're averaging 6.1 yards per carry on the season. The run game's going really well. Just carry on doing what you're best at. So I can't really say there's a lot different that they can do at this moment in time. You know, the offensive line, it's going to be the same as it was last week. I think, yeah, you've just got to rely on maybe the players to step up. I was disappointed with the run game towards the end of the game last week. I know it's a lot of one-on-ones were getting lost, and that needs to be cut out. They just need to be a little stronger, a little more aggressive for the full game with it. But overall, you can't really say it's been too bad at all.
I'm not a big fan of Jamal either.
Yeah,
I like Jamal.
Yeah, I like him. I'm with you. It's you know what I'm saying.
He's not
a running back one, is he?
He's not RB1. Let's put that. He's that 2-3 yard or that 1-2 yard running back. That like if you need to get that yard, I feel like he's physical enough to do it. But he's not. He's not even Craig Reynolds. I like Craig Reynolds even over him. I want to see Justin Jackson.
I like Craig Reynolds. I like what you mentioned before with Justin Jackson.
Yeah.
I think that really
speed.
He has that explosiveness. He has that burst. He has that speed, and that's a running back you want to be a feature in the first game. And then we not even talking about if you sit. I believe if a player goes inactive, you have to bring a player up from the practice squad to play or to fill that place of the player. So I would love to see Alexander in this situation. I would love to see Tom Kennedy's situation. Bring one of those guys up. If Amon-Ra can't go, it's fine. I'm not worried about that. I think we have sufficient depth. I think we're a good team. When it comes to depth in certain positions, the only position we don't have depth at is quarterback. And that's because of y'all, the fans.
You know what? In a way, it might sound bad in a way, but if Amon-Ra doesn't play, it might not be the worst thing in the world for this offense because of how much of the volume he takes up. I mean, he's got double the receptions or double the targets of the nearest guy in this team. I think he's got like 35. The next guy's on 18. So these guys like Chark, like Hutchinson, who've not seen as much of the ball, if he's not there, you kind of can't be so one-dimensional. Just throwing to Amon-Ra all the time. Maybe it might expand the playbook a bit. I know it's not ideal, but when one receiver's taking up so many of your targets, he's got a third of the targets on this season on his own, that becomes a little predictable after a while.
Yeah, I think you got a point, Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Did you get a haircut?
I did, yeah.
Look like you got a haircut. You did?
I've had a haircut.
You need fresh?
No.
Got a headset, a haircut?
Yeah, I've got working. I saw you put that in the chat earlier, Mike. It is a new one. It's not the old ones were gone. So
I said he's rising in the YouTube power rankings, man. He's
I got a long way. I'm way down there. I'm way down there, Mike.
You over there look like Paul Wall or something.
He's the good. People's champ. His chain light up like a lamp.
That's it. I'll get a chain next.
I got two questions, and then we're going to go to the mailbag and let people ask us questions. But I got two questions for you guys. First off, we'll start with AG, then we'll go to Anthony, and then I'll answer, and then we'll do the next question. AG, is this a must-win game, yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're in a world of hurt, we lose, right? You know the world of hurt.
You did all the stats.
Yeah.
You did the stats better than anybody. You said 29, 31st, 32, 32, 30. You did all the stats. If y'all lose to this team, I'm putting out draft videos. We ain't putting out draft videos.
Week 4 draft videos. Get ready for it. Ant-Man, must-win game Sunday.
100%. For a few reasons for me. One, again, this is like the Washington game after the Eagles game. You have to show that when you suffer a setback, you can bounce back from it. That's what shows the team is getting better. It's more palatable last week to say there were some bad play calls. Players just fell short a bit. And then the next week they come out and they put that right. That's tangible progress going forward. You've got to do that. And the other reason is, and Steve mentioned this on our pod earlier, I think the Seahawks compared to the power rankings of our opposition this season, I think there are a lot of teams who are actually better than the Seahawks, who we didn't think at the start of the season. So if you can't beat the Seahawks, a lot of those games down the line, like the Jags, like the Giants, you're saying that you can't beat teams like that because they're better than the Seahawks. So this is a meter, if anything. You have to show you can put away the bad teams, and they are probably one of the worst teams left on our schedule now. So if anything, just for that.
100%, man. I don't know how. Like, there is no moral victory Monday if we lose on Sunday. I'm gonna just say that to the fans out there. If you come and say it's okay, we were almost there, I'm gonna lose my S. If I see that, it's okay, we got next week. No, you're 1-3, losing against one of the worst teams, and you had 3 home games, and you came out with 1 victory. If that's what happens, we lose. That's called a S fest. Go ahead.
Right. Can I say something real quick? So look.
Definitely.
So look, I like what Anthony said about the that went unnoticed. So what he said was, this isn't gonna happen for long. This offense isn't going to click for long because of this predictability. They've had 67% of their plays have been in trips right and trips left. They can't make a play outside of trips left and trips right. They can't make a play. They usually use 13 personnel or 12 personnel, and they usually running out of that. And then they try to get sneaky and put a trips right with a tight end, a wide receiver, and another wide receiver, and it's still trips right. This whole offensive base is based on trips right. They try to get those free releases to the wide receivers, try to do these little spacing routes and crossing routes. Someone's going to figure out this offense, and it's going to be real bad when they do, because you can't throw deep. You only got deep threats. You can't throw deep.
Until Williams gets in the folds, then we'll be definitely.
They did it with the run game last week, because I was looking when Williams got stuffed on that 4th down last week, the one near the end of the game, the 4th and short. They all pulled to the left. All the offensive line, everyone went left, and Jamal put a foot left. He went right. They had 4 defenders waiting out there for him. They had a guy in the backfield. The second he saw him move straight across, it was 4-on-1 in terms of blockers, and they took him down well before he got to the line. We only needed 2 yards. They figured out right then and there what we were doing. It was just a complete and utter busted play. And towards the end of that game, a lot of those run plays that we needed to get a first down, they figured it out straight away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you have a zone blocking scheme like that, it's easy. If you're not Shanahan, you can really scheme that up. If your name ain't Shanahan or something, you can look, these guys just zone block to the left. They just do a stretch zone block. And they just try to cut it back with their running backs. Easy.
What's really easy? I want to know what's easier than that? Smashing that like button. 11 likes away from 50. Smash that like button, folks. Real easy to do. Smash it. Start it. Let's get this thing 50. Next question before we go to the chat. AG, final score prediction. Who wins?
Oh, man. Why you do that to me?
Because I'm an a-hole?
Why you do that to me? Man, look, man. If I were to bet my money, the way I want to do it is I want the Lions to win 32-25 because they can't play defense worth nothing. I don't know what y'all seeing. I don't know what the world's seeing. They can't play defense. They can only get a couple pressure plays. They can't play defense. Lions 32-25. But if I were to bet, I'd bet on the Seahawks in a heartbeat. The Lions going to give it to them. They're going to give it to them.
Okay, so I'm just going to say you got the Lions, but you're not betting right now, so he's got the Lions winning. Anthony, Ant-Man, what do you got for this game before we go to the chat?
31-18 to the Lions. I want to see a dominant win here. They are running the ball at 4.1 yards per carry. That is it. They have no rushing touchdowns this season. That run game is horrid. That offensive line can't run block to save its life. I've been told by this team, we're investing in our trenches. We're going to be a trench warfare team. I expect to win a battle against one of the league's worst offensive lines and one of the worst rushing attacks. I fully do. And on the other side, I expect our offense to be able to put up points on them. I really do. I want to see a big win here because I think they are a bad team, and I want us at home to assert our dominance over a bad team.
So he's going with the all-out beat you in the face and smoking him. He's going with the straight up. It's over. It's a flawless victory right there. I got to get that soundbite on there. I'm going to go with the Lions winning 34-27. I don't think it's a flawless victory. I still don't believe in our defense. I believe in pieces of the defense. I believe in Okudah. I do think he is one of the best. And that's pretty much really it. I do believe Aidan Hutchinson is going to be a good player. He's going to be probably defensive rookie of the year. That's kind of it. Malcolm Rodriguez, good linebacker. Other than that, not a lot of belief in this defense. Aaron Glenn, don't believe in him right now. He's been awful, and that's where I got. But I do get the Lions getting that victory. It is mailbag segment time, though. Yeah. If you got questions, I may have an answer. I don't know if I do, but I may. And you just got to let me know with a hashtag. If you put a hashtag in the comment section, I will see it. I got to make it funny, though. Sometimes make it funny. I like that. Do hashtag Ant-Man is back. Hashtag AG, a G. Hashtag Mike, a P. I don't care. You can go ahead and do that in the comment section while I get this thing set up, because I didn't do it before we went live. So now it is set up, so I'm not ate up and tore up from the floor up. And I gotta get this turned on. There. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. This is a pain. Sorry, guys. I forgot to get this thing started. And I allow it. There we go. Login process completed. Okay. Let me turn it on. We are good to go now. I was being a prick. Let's get some questions. Do you think Okudah will shut down Metcalf? I don't think Okudah's going to be on Metcalf. I think he's going to be on Tyler Lockett, Lions Mania. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because Tyler Lockett is the #1 guy. So I don't think it's going to happen. You know, if he does, I don't... Shut down, do you mean by Justin Jefferson him, or... I think he's still going to get his. I think it's going to be a good fight, but I would hope he would. I mean, that'd be great to shut him down, but I think you'd still get some. I think he would still get 50, 60, 70 yards if you give him time. It's hard to shut down every single player, and he's a big guy. He's a physical guy. What do you think, AG, on this one?
Mike, we got to start a channel together. We got to call it Sports in Black and White. All right, you just be the.
I'll be the
guy.
black and you be the white.
You be the yang, yeah. You be the yang. You be so nice and so nice and da 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 da. Okudah better not step foot next to no Metcalf. You better not step
I don't
foot.
think he is. I think he'd be on their #1 guy, and you got to understand, Amani Oruwariye I don't think is good against the faster, speedier wide receivers. And I think Okudah he's a little bit better in that area. So
I'd rather see Melifonwu. That's why you drafted your 6'2" corner in the 3rd round that you don't play. I'd rather see Melifonwu on him. That's crazy. Wow.
Why not?
Dang.
Well, I love Melifonwu.
Brad Holmes got the bus, huh?
Hashtag smash the hole. How many sacks should Hutchinson get in this game, Ant-Man?
Well, I hate to be the guy who uses sacks as a stat, but he needs to have an impact on this game.
Yeah.
I mean, people go, he's a rookie, it's his 3rd game. Well, he's going up against 2 rookie tackles who it's their 4th game in this league. You know, Charles Cross has given up 3 sacks already. Lucas has been decent, but, he's a 3rd round pick in this year's draft. If Hutch is going to get the excuse he's a young rookie and he's going to have issues, so are these tackles as well. So I would expect him to do well, because he ain't going to come up against rookies all season. This is probably going to be his best opportunity to really get in at someone and make some plays. So I would expect him to have an impact in this game. I wouldn't say sacks necessarily, but I want to see him affect this game for sure. Because if none of this D-line can't, I will have worries about a lot of them. Because this is where we've supposedly invested and we're meant to be good. And like I say, this is not a good offensive line. It's young, it's raw, it's young and raw, and it's full of 1-year place. The center's a 1-year placeholder. Both tackles are fresh out of college. You've got to do something against it. So Aiden has to step up this week.
This is one of the worst offensive lines they're facing all year. This in Chicago. Okay, if you can't get it done now, how in the hell are you going to get it done against other teams? We got to get pressure, man. That's why you invest all this capital, and it pisses me off that we don't get pressure when you invest all this capital. So, yeah, I want to see some impact. I want to see some impact on Geno's face. God dang it. Like, we suck last year getting after the quarterback. We can't do that this year. Gotta get
If
better.
the Atlanta Falcons can do it, if the Falcons can do it with that, like, #1 pick overall team, then we sure as hell should be able to.
I just honestly want to get up there. I want to get up there with Brad Holmes. I want to see what the college analysis is. I want to see at the scouting combine. Are we asking our guys that we're trying to draft? Are we asking them? So when you walk the old lady across the street, are you walking fast? Or are you walking so she can walk with you? Like, that's how I feel like they drafting players. They're looking for choir boys. They're looking for guys that are not dogs, that don't eat steak with their hands. They're looking for guys that literally was in the Boy Scouts for 25 years. They volunteer at the YMCA. They might have to play racquetball in their spare time. I don't like these type of players. I really don't like this nice guy culture they be having, because there's some dogs out there they passed on in the draft, and all those dogs, including Tariq Woolen, including defensive linemen, and when you trade up 24 spots to pick 12 or whatever it is, you trade up, you drafting a wide receiver you can't even play. Finding him is like finding him. Oh my God, finding that man is like finding Easter basket.
I think Aiden's a dog. I think Malcolm's a dog. I think we do got some dogs. They just need to bark a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? They got to show. I think we do. Look, I'm gonna take Aiden Hutchinson over Kayvon Thibodeau, and that's okay. I would have done that. Hands down. Okay. You know, if you were to tell me each one, I'm taking Aidan Hutchinson, and I still stick with that. And I think he's got that. We'll see, though. You know, it's still early in the season, but that's just that's my take right now. Yeah. Who's taking over for Tracy Walker? I don't know. Juju Hughes? I don't know. I would love for Melifonwu to, or a Kirby Joseph who you drafted.
I still hold out hope that they're going to do the right thing and put Iffy back at corner.
I would love that.
That's where he should be playing.
That's where he should be.
As much as I'd like, if it's out of the three of them, I'd say put Iffy at safety, but I still want him to move back, so I'd rather him be removed from that conversation. I think you'd probably go Juju for another week. I don't know where Kirby's development's at yet. I know he has issues, and I'm wary about sticking the rookie in and then getting battered too early. You can't really do that, so I would have to say Juju, but it's reluctantly.
Lions Media says, did you say Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown are out? No, I didn't say they're out. I said they could be out. Swift looks like he is. I'm guessing, and Amon-Ra I think is like 50-50 at this point. But there's a potential for both of them to be out. So, yeah, it's there. Let's see, hashtag smash the hole. The man with the green shirt, not really a Lions fan. Why is he doubt about just because he's doubting doesn't make him a Lions. Here's the thing.
You're right,
because you don't think the Lions are going to go 17-0, it does not make you not be a Lions fan. Not everybody is on the Kool-Aid, and that's fine. There's the Kool-Aid drinkers, there's the non-Kool-Aid drinkers, there's the people that just wait and see. The fan base is filled with all sorts of different type of Lions fans.
Mike, I would love to address that. I'm not wearing Green Bay colors. I'm wearing Seattle Supersonics colors. Understand? There you go. That's all I gotta say.
He's in a foreign nation right now. He's not even in the United States. He's serving his country. So let put that there as well. Hashtag Mike, did you see Hutch is the second highest double team edge rusher in the league? Thoughts? Yeah, I seen he was the number one. It was last week they rated him as the number one. So yeah, of course they're gonna double team your best player. It's gonna happen. Nick Bosa get double teamed. It's just what's gonna happen. So for sure, he can't do it all himself. Anthony, other people like who we drafted, Joshua Pascal, Levi Onwuzurike. Okay? Romeo Okwara, who you depend on. These guys got to step up because that's what happens, right? I mean, your best guy gets done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and, you're relying on your fringe players like Julian Aquara and Austin Bryant to come in and do work, and Julian blows hot and cold. You can never rely on him. Austin's the same. They both blow hot and cold. You get little bits out of them, and then they disappear. Like Julian disappeared last week when we needed him. But with Aiden, I mean, you're drafting someone second overall. You expect that little bit of special that can deal with it. Is this going to be the excuse we're going to use for him next year and the year after? Is he always going to get double teamed? Is he always going to be? There has to come a point where he can deal with it. And I know there's been a lot of the pressures he's had, a lot of that. It's not all necessarily the result of good. But I'm not knocking him. It's 3 games into his career. I'm not.
Yeah,
but
this is way too early.
There comes a point where just saying he gets double teamed all the time, well, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. I expect my second overall pick to come in and have an impact. Bosa and Young did in their first years, and they got double teamed as well. They had that sort of stuff. So, it only goes so far with him. This week is a big one because he's going up against kids who are as fresh out of college as he is. So if he's going to be the second overall pick, I expect him to go out there and make life hell for them. If this was Michigan playing Miss State and it's him versus Charles Cross, I'd expect him to wipe the floor with him. So it's at the NFL level now. I would expect him to come up and wipe the floor with him.
I want everybody's expectations to be we should win this game. That should be the expectations right now. This is an inferior team, and the Lions should wipe the floor with them. And I'm going on Seattle Seahawks today on Chat Sports right after this, and I'm going to be saying the same thing to Seattle Seahawks fans and their guy named Tyler, and they're not going to like it, but it's true. We should be beating them, and I can't wait for that video to come out because I'm going to be hated upon in Seattle. I love it because we are, from a roster standpoint, we are better than they are. So, and it's a team from the West Coast at 1 o'clock game here in Detroit at home against a crowd. We know this crowd at Ford Field is going to be freaking off the chains because they always are. They're loud, so we should win the game. And excuses for injuries is unacceptable. So what if Amon-Ra can't play? That's why you got Quintez Cephas. That's why you got depth on the team.
Yeah.
That's why you got DJ Chark. It's why you got Khalif Raymond. It's why you got Quintez Cephas. It's why you have these players. Injuries are going to happen. It's part of the game. Players are going to miss. Any player besides Jared Goff gets hurt, we should be able to continue to be in games, in every game. Jared Goff goes down, yeah, that's called effed. We're done. But anybody else, you should be able to.
Yeah, you my hero, Mike. I'm sorry to overtalk you, man, but you my hero, man.
Hashtag Lions watch out for Rashad Penny, too. A year ago, he torched us in the running game. Yes, he did, and there was nothing we could do to stop him. 100%. We can't, and we're terrible at run defense. Anthony, what can we do to negate right now Rashad Penny? Because if they do run the football like teams have done on us so far this season, they're going to have a chance to win a game.
You've got to be aggressive in your defense. It's very simple. You're going to have to leave yourself a little vulnerable in this. Bring your linebackers, bring the pressure, and stuff that box and stop him from running. Like I say, this is not a team who can run the football. They're running at 4.1 yards a carry this year. No rushing touchdowns. That's how bad the rush game has been. This is not like you're going up against, all-pro offensive linemen who can shift you about all over the place and create these gaps. These are raw guys out of college, 1-year deals, nothing special in there. You should not be getting dominated on the line of scrimmage against them. Really. Our players are better on the other side of the ball. And our linebackers are their best when they're in run defense, when they're coming up, plugging the gaps, making plays. So you've just got to be very aggressive against them and hit them because, Penny's brittle. He's not going to be one who can take lots of massive hits and keep on going. Just make your presence known with him. I don't know if Kenneth Walker's playing either, but it's just still, you stack that box and you stop them running the ball because they can't. If the Falcons can do it, like I say, we damn sure can because our line is better. There are no excuses for Penny to run over us in this one at all.
Now, this is devil's advocate question here. So if you're listening, for Seattle Seahawks to win, it says 3 keys for Seahawks to win versus Lions. We are Lions fans, but we're going to give you 3 keys to victory. I'll do one, I'll have AG do one, and I'll have Anthony do one. Key for victory for the Seattle Seahawks, if we're playing devil's advocate, is Geno Smith not get sacked. I think if he's just standing there, no pressure, he's going to pick us apart with Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf, and that would be a victory for the Seattle Seahawks. What do you got, AG?
Force Jared Goff to win the game. Force him to win the game. If he's a real quarterback, if he's Jesus Christ, like everybody say, force him to win the game. Put yourself up in points. Next thing you know, we got one drive to win. Interception, baby.
Mike Brenner, what's up, man? I see you. You didn't have to remove that comment. What do you got for Seattle to win as a devil's advocate, not as a Seattle Seahawk fan?
Well, I guess it's kind of the same as Avery's. He says to put it on Jared Goff's arm. You stop our run game. If you stop the run game, then you're throwing at that secondary, and then they're going to get turnovers, and then it could get nasty very quickly. So the run game for us is all vital and all conquering. And you stop that, we're done.
I'll do one final one. Dan Campbell gets drunk again at the end of the fourth quarter to screw up a loss. That would be another way, a key for victory for the Seattle Seahawks. Force a kicker to kick a field goal when he's got a groin injury, and he's never made it from that distance. That would be a key to victory. Hashtag smash the hole. All jokes aside, I see the Lions getting the last wild card spot this year. If we can split a win with Green Bay and sweep the Bears. Okay, let's talk about this. We're going to say, can the Lions make the playoffs as a wild card? We'll do yes, no, maybe, so. What do you got, AG? Can the Lions make it as a wild card?
No.
That was a great answer and explanation. Ant-Man.
Oh. I didn't know. I was talking too much before. I didn't know I had to give an explanation.
Can they make it as a wild card, Ant-Man?
If you can win out to the bye and then beat Dallas, then yes. If not, then no. I think it's very simple.
I will give you a definitive answer at around 4:30 on Sunday. If we lose this game, the definitive answer is absolutely not. I don't think we're making the playoffs. I've been saying this all season long, 7 to 8 wins. That's what I see for the Detroit Lions. And the NFC is actually pretty good. Well, not good, but for wins. Right now they're winning some games. And you got some teams that are ahead of us. And I think it's going to be a problem for us to get that 7th seed. We're not going to win the NFC North if we continue the route that we're going on. Hands up. Yes, we're in high school or like an elementary school. Go ahead, AG.
I'm just making sure I don't overtalk you now. I'm just making sure we're good. Anyway, I was thinking rather, this team, I'm going to say something really crazy. Y'all better get ready to draft a quarterback. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all better get ready to draft a quarterback. Y'all know y'all ain't got a quarterback deficiency. Y'all ranked 16th of the pass. Y'all better get ready to draft a quarterback. And I want all options open. I want the free agency with Lamar Jackson open. I want the Will Levis option open, the Bryce Young option. Not your guy. I want not that crazy stuff. I want a winner coming in here. Okay, proven winner. Not someone who was on the bus for the Super Bowl. Someone who actually can get you to the Super Bowl. Then we can talk playoffs, okay?
This is a tough question by Devin. He says, hashtag FGB. Who do you think is going to get used more this game? Hawkinson, or Chark? This is a tough one. I'm going to go Hawkinson because Chark is scaring, but they're both scaring me. I'll just go Hawkinson. I guess it's a coin flip. What do you got, Anthony?
Schematically, it should be Hutchinson. That's where the mismatch is this week, not DJ. So if we do it right, then Hawk will get the more targets. Will he? I don't know.
What do you got, AG?
We need to do a show called The Missing Lions every week. Me and you. Just me and you. We can do it on my channel. We can curse, da-da-da-da-da. But look, I'm telling you, the one who more liable to go missing is Sharp. They put him on those deep 9 routes and those deep post routes. Jared Goff ain't throwing no deep posts. Goff ain't throwing that. He don't have no confidence. Hawk is going to get used more.
We got my guy Monterey Moore in the building. What's up, Monterey Moore? Subscribe to Monterey Moore. He's actually a content creator, and hey, the hashtag Pride Rising. He's a real one. He's been doing this for a long time. He's an OG in this game. Always respect the OGs. Got to do it, man. You have to do it. Hashtag smash the hole. I don't think the 49ers, Cardinals, or maybe even the Cowboys that might not make the playoffs. That's why we got a shot to have faith. I think the Cowboys I think they have a shot. Arizona, I don't know what the hell is going on with them. They're in a world of suck. 49ers, they're a physical team. They'll have a shot in there, but I don't know what's going on in Arizona. Go ahead, Anthony.
You have to show that you can. If you can go and beat the Cowboys, that's your barometer for a wild card, really. They're the barometer team for it. If you can show that you can go and pull off a victory there, then maybe you can start thinking about a wild card. But until you take down someone of that size, then I don't think you can, which I think it's too early now. I mean, we forget, we've got the bye coming up, so we might get some of our injured players back. The PUP and IR guys can start coming back from next week. So if you can get a few of them back, start filling in a few of these holes, get them rested up, get them healthy, possibly. It's not a given, but possibly.
Hashtag Ant, he's asking you, what is your take on the poor receptions rate of the receivers this year?
It's concerning, I'm not going to lie. I don't know. Is it just a little bit of chemistry? Has it been done a little different this year? Because, you've got Chalk here. Your offense is a little bit different to this time last year. There's a few more receiving options around. Is it just they're trying to build chemistry with one another? We saw even with Amon-Ra last year, it took time for him and Goff to start connecting with one another. I kind of feel like that's the same thing with Chalk this year. Obviously, TJ is just weird. I don't know what's going on with him. Reynolds getting a bit more game time, and that. I think maybe it's a continuity thing, and especially with Ben Johnson. He's very run heavy with the way he's doing things. We're not passing as much. Rustiness. I am worried, though. They need to get a lot better.
Okay. How many sacks do Lions get, AG, in this game?
3. That's being conservative. But my computer's about to die talking about the Lions, so I might have to get out of here.
That's perfect time because I got to get off anyways and talk to Seattle Seahawks guy. So we'll just go ahead and let me remove this thing really quick, and we'll get at it and end this. Shout out your channel really quick, Ant-Man.
Yeah, so you can find us at Roar of the Lions UK. We're on Mondays. We do the game reviews. On Thursdays, we do game previews. If you want to come and try a channel out where views are a little bit different, obviously we're over the Atlantic here. We look at things a little bit differently and whatnot. It's a bit of fun, so want to come and try something different. Find us at Roar of the Lions UK.
AG, shout your channel out.
Spirit of Detroit podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. When you first go to my channel, who do you see? MicroMike and myself, and that's all. That's it.
That's all, and that's it. With that said, folks, I appreciate everybody hanging out. This was a fun show with the fellers today. Got 3 of us on there, and that's good. Sometimes you can't do it. It's just the way that things work. And with that said, folks, adios.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.